You said you spoke with Bruce Ohr several times in the 2016-2017 time period. Is that accurate?
That's correct.
And at the time you were working with Mr. Ohr, did you know that he was meeting with representatives from Fusion, including Glenn Simpson?
May I consult with counsel, sir?
You sure can.
Direction of the FBI. I cannot discuss the content. I discussed with Mr. Ohr.
At the time you were meeting with Bruce Ohr, did you know that his wife, Nellie, worked for Fusion?
The same answer. Stand by, sir, again, please. I'm sorry about the time. Sir, again, I'm sorry. Matter, I can't.
Let's go.
Again, I believe the same answer. Stand by, sir, again, please. I'm sorry about the time.
Sounds like in your email you're saying comparing now. There are 3 copies, 2 different versions, and referring to the dossier. And then you're saying the one from Korn and Simpson, you won't tell me who those individuals are, on the one you're looking at, which talks about BuzzFeed has 16 of the, I believe, 17 sections that made up the entire dossier.
That is a literal reading, but understanding what that means would it require me to provide information that is beyond the scope of what the FBI has permitted me to tell you.
House Intelligence Committee's report, Chapter 6, there's a footnote. Daniel Jones met with the FBI regarding PQG, the Penn Quarter Group, described as exposing foreign intelligence or foreign influence in Western elections. PQG was being funded by 7 to 10 wealthy donors located primarily in New York and California, who provided approximately $50 million. PQG had secured the services of Steele, his associate, and Fusion GPS to continue exposing potential Russian interference in the 2016 U.S. presidential election. Are you familiar with this meeting Mr. Jones had with the FBI?
I'm not aware of that meeting or who that is.
Have you ever spoke with Daniel Jones?
I do not.
In earlier round, you said you never talked to Glenn Simpson, all right?
Correct.
And you never talked to Nellie Ohr.
Correct.
You wouldn't say whether you knew if Nellie Ohr worked for Fusion.
As I'm not permitted to answer that question.
Okay. You talked with Bruce Ohr, fellow Department of Justice employee, and Nellie Ohr's husband.
Yes.
But
I don't know if it's common knowledge or not. It is not.
all kinds
Yes,
of
absolutely.
press reports. All right. You met with Bruce Ohr in 2016 and 2017, so the time period that we're focused on.
To the best of my recollection, yes.
Comments.
I understand full well what your question is, sir, and I would love to answer it. My understanding from the FBI is when it comes to operational details, including whether or not we collected evidence or didn't, that I'm not permitted to answer that.
And we got an email from you briefing everybody on the team, all the key players, Rybicki, Baker, Page, Maffa, Priestep, and Andy McCabe. And in that email, you say the dossier that you are now looking at that BuzzFeed is printing has differences from the one given to us by Korn and Simpson. They ask you who Korn and Simpson is, and you wouldn't answer that. It's kind of funny to me because yesterday David Korn tweeted out, he's the Korn in your email. More importantly, if the dossier got to the FBI through media sources, not just through Christopher Steele. And of course, we know Nellie Ohr worked for the guy you're mentioning, Glenn Simpson. She worked for him. You've never had conversations with her, but you did have a lot of important conversations on operational matters with her husband, Bruce Ohr. Well, you won't answer the question whether Mr. Ohr has given you documents or not. Was that the route the dossier went? Glenn Simpson to Nellie Ohr, to her husband, and then to you, the Department of Justice, to give us those documents that may or may not have been exchanged between Mr. Ohr and Agent Strzok. Go back. Did you get documents from Bruce Ohr?
Yes, at some point we received material from Mr. Ohr. We received documents from Mr. Ohr, not me. Sir, what I am authorized to tell you, in response to a question, did you receive any documents from Bruce Ohr, the FBI has directed me that I may say, not me, the FBI received documents and material from Mr. Ohr.
Did they get the dossier from Bruce Ohr?
My direction from the FBI, as I may tell you, the FBI received material from Mr. Ohr, as I'm as aggravated as you are.
Nellie Ohr works for Fusion, works for Glenn Simpson.
The FBI approved.
Has the FBI also given you permission to say if Glenn Simpson is the name that you use when in the email where you say Simpson?
I don't believe they have given me guidance.
I given you information to tell me whether you knew Nellie Ohr worked for Fusion at the time you were meeting with her husband?
Sir, to my knowledge, the FBI has not directed me to or allow me to respond to that.